The first thing that comes to mind about automotive culture in Texas is that of muscle cars and trucks. The Lone Star State is where my love of cars was born, along with the rest of me. But from living in California for the past 14 years, my thinking has changed quite a bit. No longer am I thinking about just straight-line performance. I'm now of a mindset of balance and precision. Step in the newest generation of BMW M3. Yes, they are blisteringly fast, but they can also handle quite well. But this Autobahn missile is a bit interesting with its power delivery, as it's not a stock car. This has got some modifications to it, which makes this the perfect car to test on my recent visit back to Texas.
Okay, there is no denying this is an absolutely savagely fast car. Now, the stock M4 that I drove was really quick, and I really think they're underrating that car. This one is making every bit of 480 horsepower to the wheels. This thing is really, really fast. Woo! Okay, all right, I gotta slow things down a bit. We're on a bumpy road in North Texas, and well, the suspension's interesting. I'm in comfort mode. I'm in comfort steering, and it's still really, really, really firm. Here we go, around this corner here. Chassis still great. This car still has stock brakes, stock suspension, but it works. That's one thing that the M3 is, it's a laugh. Now, this particular M3 is tuned by a company called JB4. We've got active AutoWorks downpipe and active AutoWorks exhaust, which has that nice bit of rasp going on, coming out of the corner, and again, it makes every bit of this power. Oof. Yeah, this thing's mental of how fast this is. It's every bit of what I want an M3 to be. It's fast, it's fun, it's comfortable, it's an absolute riot. The character of this car has been changed with just the transmission. The DCT makes it feel sterile and just fussy and not fun. But you add 6 speeds to this car, let it blip, you can let it do its auto blips and downshifts. You want to sit there and do it yourself, you can, but yeah, every time you get on a bump, if it's remotely wet, even if you even come near the throttle, if you sneeze and your foot is near the throttle, you're hitting the traction control line. And it's just something about the power delivery of the standard M3 and M4, and even more so when it's tuned, it's constantly flickering. Even when it was dry, it was constantly flickering. And it doesn't really inspire a whole lot of confidence with power delivery, but it doesn't change the fact that it's completely savage and a bit mental. Now, the active speaker management has been disconnected because it does have an aftermarket exhaust to it, which is a lot better because it doesn't feel quite so digital in this car. I really like it. It's more enjoyable than the last M4 I drove. And another thing that I bring up with the M3 of why I like the M3 more than the M4 is you've got 4 doors, proper 4-seater car, and the proportions and the size, it feels a lot better in this car than it did in the M4. It feels smaller. The greenhouse has changed a bit with not being so cavernous in the M4. It's just a lot better feeling in this car. Could turn the exhaust down a little quieter, but why would you? In loud mode, it is obnoxious, but okay. Do you see this? Do you see the smile that's happening right now? I'm enjoying this car. If you want to drive this thing like a complete animal, it's entirely possible. I'm enjoying the M3. Is it turning my face around to what an M3 can be? Yes. Are there some downsides? Yes, it has some flaws. The M2 is more of a driver's car than this is, even though this does have the manual. It's fun. The power delivery is questionable. It's still a fun, fast car. And if you want 4 doors with your M car, Why get the M5? Get the M3. It's a bit more of a driver's car and less of an Autobahn blaster. I mean, in Texas, I could definitely use a bit more power on the highways, but on the back roads here, it's still fun. Now, the inevitable question, would I buy one? Well, I'm afraid of maintenance, let's just be honest. That's why I don't buy German cars, because I'm afraid of the maintenance. But is it a lease option? I think it could be a lot of fun at that, but then you can't modify it, you're driving a stock car, it's okay. Did it really turn my face around? Somewhat. But would I own one personally? I just don't think so. I think there's better offerings out there if I'm going to buy my sports sedans. But this definitely, if you buy one of these cars, I applaud you. It's a hell of a lot of fun, and it's a hell of a lot of car. Just be careful with your power delivery.